At my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 775-751-0349.
News 46, local hospital staff completes advanced training.
Applicants interview for the Brownfields program.
And insurance advice from your local Allstate agent. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Thursday, August 1st, 2013. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Rick Vale is off tonight.
And I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46.
The nursing staff at Desert View Hospital has just successfully completed advanced pediatric training. This training is vital to identifying care quickly for patients who sometimes can't express themselves when something is wrong.
The nurses of Desert View Hospital just completed a pediatric training program. We spoke to the director of nursing.
6 of our nurses just completed the emergency nurse pediatric course, which is a 2-day class that gave us a 4-year certification for caring, increasing our knowledge to care for pediatric patients.
Pediatric medicine differs from standard adult medical practices.
They are not able to adapt to changes as easily as adults do. Their bodies are more fragile. Their heads are heavier. They don't have developed neck muscles, so they can be injured more easily than adults can. And plus, they're subject to abuse. So that's another thing that the course kind of focused on, and learning how to communicate with the pediatric patient, because obviously you can't communicate with them the way you do an adult.
Desert View Hospital has made some improvements overall with more training and hiring more nurses.
I have a nurse that in her other job, she's had extensive pediatric training and transport training and neonatal training, so that's really exciting. We recently hired a nurse that had previously taken the EMPC course, so right now more than half of our full-time staff have this EMPC certification.
These changes at the hospital are expected to aid with the initial emergency care of patients.
Patients will still have to be transported because we don't actually have the pediatric inpatient unit, but the initial emergency care, I think we'll be able to provide a more thorough assessment. We'll be able to intervene earlier. We'll know what signs, and there's subtle changes with pediatric patients that we want to watch for, and we'll be able to identify those.
There is more training scheduled in the future.
We are doing some stroke and cardiac training, and then I'm hoping that my nurses will finish up doing that CEN, the Certified Emergency Nursing test, and get that certification pretty soon.
I'm Jennifer Moots reporting for News 46.
Well, Nye Communities Coalition is holding interviews for potential students who would like to enroll into the Brownfields Environmental Training Program.
We are here at the Nye Communities Coalition. They are currently holding interviews for the Brownfields program. We spoke with Tim Wiggers, the director of the Nye Communities Coalition, and participant Tim Pearson.
Sure, we're in the process of interviewing candidates that are interested in the Brownfields Environmental Training Program. We had an orientation last week, and today we're wrapping up our interviews. We're talking to about 75 different people for 3 different groups, and we plan to train about 60 people. So there'll be room for a lot of people, but not room for everyone. But we're asking everybody as part of the interview process if they have a preference in one of the groups. The vast majority of people are very interested in getting started right away. We're finding that a lot of people are unemployed or not working right now and really want to get this training and hopefully get back to work.
And what does the training consist of?
It is about 10 different classes on OSHA, on safety, on environmental awareness. There'll be some real hands-on activities. This is going to be a great place for news stories for weeks to come because there'll be something different going on all of the time.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your interest in this program?
Yeah, mine safety. I'm a gold miner up in Manhattan, Nevada by Round Mountain, and Ken Ross Corporation up there. So I'm looking forward to learning more about the hazardous materials, which I'm already used to, but I want to get back to new skills. Every time is a different skill each year.
So what do you expect from this program and what it'll give you?
To get new skills and to benefit from the learning and meeting new people.
For people that are interested in the program, we're just interested in, first of all, this is kind of the second step. It's finding out if people can follow directions, if they can follow through on what they committed to, coming to our orientation, showing up on time or early for the interview, things of that nature, because it's about 150 hours of class, and we really want people that start it to finish it. So we're kind of measuring their commitment so far.
So are you looking for anyone else to join?
Actually, as far as getting started, people have already signed up for interviews. We're not looking for new people at this point. We will know within a week or so if we have additional slots open. I know that we will fill our first group. We'll probably be well along the way of filling our second or third group.
And if there were opportunities, where exactly would someone look for this?
If somebody is still interested in the program, they should check in with our resource room here on the Nye Communities Coalition campus for career connections. So if anybody still has questions about the second or third group, they can contact the Nye Communities Coalition at 727-9970, or better yet, you can stop by and pick up the flyer on the program at 1020 East Wilson here in Pahrump. We're in the corner of West and Wilson.
For more information, contact the Nye Communities Coalition. I'm Jennifer Moots reporting for News 46.
And as we head into our first break, let's join Mr. Movie Phone.
I'm Mr. Movie Phone. Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg are putting on a gun show. Less this kind and more this kind. See if you want to buy a ticket to it with my weekend movie preview next.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Action! Happy weekend, everybody. I'm Mr. Movie Phone with your weekend movie preview. Well, the back-to-school ads are on your TV, and as far as summer movies go, we may have hit the wall. But if anyone can bring the box office back to life, it's Denzel, who stars with Mark Wahlberg in Two Guns. Pull over! Did you miss me?
All right. On the count of three, we'll let each other go.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Now you're making me not be able to trust you.
They're a naval intelligence officer and DEA agent who are set up and double-crossed. And when their mission to infiltrate a drug syndicate goes sideways, they have to rely on each other to survive and take down the bad guys. The real deal, fun, fast, and thoroughly entertaining with Wahlberg and Denzel. Two Guns is definitely better than one. I'm in. It's Smurfs Gone Wild in the Smurfs 2.
Here's my plan. We trick Smurfette into being naughty like us. And she'll have so much fun, she'll never go back.
Oh dear. Catch, please.
The evil Gargamel creates two tiny creatures called the Naughties to lure Smurfette away from Smurfville. Now, the rest of the Smurfs set out to rescue her with a little help from Neil Patrick Harris. The real deal? Well, it would be nearly impossible for this thing to be any worse. So get ready to take your kids to see Smurfs 2 and then hate yourself for it afterwards. I'm out. Now remember, free showtimes, your tickets, my 6-second review, so much more. Go to moviephone.com or tweet me right at 6-second reviews. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies. That's a wrap.
Mr. Movie Phone doesn't like the Smurfs, I guess. Looks like a good weekend at the movies, so anyways. Saturday, August 3rd will mark the beginning of a 9-month transition period that allows residents and visitors in Clark County to gradually adapt to the new 725 area code. The 10-digit dialing period before the mandatory 10-digit dialing deadline begins on May 3rd, 2014, and the introduction of the 725 area code on June 3rd of 2014. For more information, you can go to dial10digits.org.
And we continue with our part 2 of our decision with interim town manager Susan Holacek.
Now we have some things coming up like the Fall Festival, so we want to make sure that that comes off without a hitch. So that's primarily one of my first focus. We also have, the town is engaged in something called the Nevada League of Cities. I think it's very important for us, for our standing and where we fit into other cities and towns in Nevada. That is also coming up the first part of September. So there's things like that that are already scheduled that are going to take precedence over what I might, be jumping into next. And I'm going to just kind of go with the flow here.
What's some of the things that you would like to see, your kind of dream for what you would like to see for the town of Pahrump?
I think Pahrump's really at a pinnacle. I think the future is very, very bright for Pahrump. I think there's great growth potential. I think great economic potential. If you know, we made the finals to hopefully be a tourist destination that the governor is actually will end up being on that website. That's free marketing for us. I don't know if you saw that on Sirius, the radio station on Cars Now, we actually have Mr. Bell, I think it is, who has now been re-signed. And so again, that word Pahrump's going to go out there. He's going to be under contract to them. So the more we get our name out, the better. So I think Pahrump has a bright future, but to really nail that down for you, probably a little early on my job to answer that fully.
You decided to take this job. Why?
I saw it as a challenge to come right now. And I do care about Pahrump. I always have. So this was an opportunity for me to get back into sort of public sector and yet really not go through the whole elected process, which is hard. It's very hard.
What's some of the skills that you can take from your experience there in Mesquite and apply here in Pahrump?
Well, I think when you're a council member, or more importantly, when you are a mayor, you really learn municipal accounting, if nothing else, which is very important to whether or not a city or a town is going to make it. So you look at the viability of capital improvement projects, you look at revenue streams, you look at those opportunities to perhaps increase revenue streams. Those are all very, very important. It doesn't matter whether you're a town or a city. So I think bringing those 6 years, I also think sort of being as a mayor, I was kind of the cheerleader for the city, right? And that again goes to tourism aspects, goes into economic development, goes to bringing businesses in. So having that experience, I think, is going to help me really kind of get my feet wet really, really quickly and get going.
Well, owner of Allstate Insurance in the Albertson Shopping Center, Catherine Wheel, has written a book to help with the most frequently asked questions regarding various types of insurances that are available.
It is the first book I released. I realized there was a need for education here in Pahrump, and that's my goal.
So tell me what the book's about.
The book describes your basic insurance policies, your homeowner's policy, your auto policy. It gives you introduction to life insurance between permanent